Alright everyone, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Christina, aka ThatVarietyNerd. Today we're doing a bit of a different video, hence, again, the variety parts in the brand. We are doing an unboxing video of this tea subscription box that I'm trying out. It's called Sips By because they personalize your orders and your subscriptions and so forth. This is not a sponsored commercial or anything like that. I actually tried this thing out. I'm like, oh, there's a discount code. Cool. Let's try this. And so we waited a couple weeks for this thing to get here. And here we are. So we're going to go through it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to show the 4 teas that came in. I did get a sneak peek when it got shipped out just to see what the teas were going to look like, but I don't know what they're going to look like in person or how they're going to taste. So as per usual, grab your snacks, your choice of beverage, and let's get to it, shall we? I think so. And so here's what the box looks like when you get it. It fits perfectly in my mailbox, and I live in an apartment, so let's say no more and just dive right into it, I think. All right, so we got that top bit right there. It says Sips By, and it says April Teas. So already I can tell that the packaging is going to be pretty nice. All right, so we're going to take a look at the card here. So here's the card that, comes in each month's box, I guess, from my understanding. It gives you instructions and, a little bit more information about your teas and all that kind of good stuff. So that's kind of cool. So here are the teas that we've got. So it gives you how long to steep, and it gives you just general more information, like what kinds of teas that you have and that sort of thing. So here are the teas right here. You can kind of see there's different teas. So here's the first tea. It's called Beauty, Peach, Carob, and Rose Petals. That should be interesting. And aloe vera. So I've never tried any of these teas before, so this is going to be an adventure. I've had my eye on Yogi tea for a little while, but I've never tried them, so this should be quite interesting. It contains caffeine. It's an herbal supplement. It's raspberry passion perfect energy. Energizes and supports focus. Lord knows we need that around here. Alright, and then we have this Roar Wild Mint tea, organic green tea of sorts. And then I guess this is a loose leaf tea? Yeah, this looks like a loose leaf tea. So I've never tried a loose leaf tea, so this should be interesting. And we have the organic Earl Grey tea. So we have a reusable cloth tea bag that are also disposable inside. So I'm assuming that these are supposed to go with the Roar Minty teas. So this is sort of what the reusable tea bag looks like. So yeah, I'm excited to try these different teas. All right, so here's the first one that we're gonna try because it's the only one that doesn't have caffeine in it. And as you can see here, it has instructions as to, how much one bag per so many ounces of water it needs, along with the ideal temperature and how long to steep it for. So let's do this. All right, so just to give you an idea as to how we're doing this, so I kind of may have poured a little bit more than 8 ounces of water in my cup, but I'm using a bigger cup and a little bit more water just to give you a general idea as to what these teas are going to look like, and we're going to switch up the mugs as well as we kind of go along in this journey. But here is what this tea looks like in terms of a tea bag. So we're going to put this guy in there, and we're going to follow the instructions and just let it steep for a good 5 minutes or so. So we're going to check back in about 5 minutes. All right, so we gave it about 5.5 minutes, somewhere in that artery. And that, my friends, is what this beauty tea looks like. So up next is the taste test. All right, friends, we're going to go ahead and give this a whirl now, so may the odds be in our favor. Definitely smell the peach. Definitely very peachy. Not bad at all. I feel like, again, we probably should have been following the instructions and went with a little less water, but that's okay. We've been enjoying it. This one counts. You can taste the petals a little bit, like the rosy, flowery floralness in it, but it's not super strong. So you can taste probably the peach the most, I would say. But it's not over the top peach. Sometimes you get a peach tea or any sort of fruity teas and they're just overbearing, and that's not what we're here for. All right, so we've got a bit of a time jump. So the peach tea was recorded on Wednesday night at God knows how late at night. Today we're covering the caffeinated teas that came with it, which are 3 out of the 4 of them. And I guess there's like 2 of them that are more like a half-calf sort of situation, and then there's one where it's like full-blown cup of coffee caffeine level. So we're gonna start off with this one here today. So while the water is clearly trying to boil up, this is what the tea bag looks like. It's an organic Earl Grey tea. So we'll be back in about 5-6 or so minutes to see how this tea tastes. Alright, so this is what the Earl Grey tea looks like. I think we had it in there for like 6 or so minutes, so we went a little over, but that's okay. I'm excited to give this one a try as well, so let's go right ahead and taste this. So here we go, we've got tea number 2 out of 4 here in our box. If I try to even show you all what it looks like from this perspective or camera angle, it's just going to spill all over, and we don't need that. So let's give this a whirl. It's definitely an Earl Grey tea. Again, it can go either way with Earl Grey. But yeah, overall, not bad, not fantastic. It's Earl Grey tea. It is a tea that is advertised, so that's not the worst thing that could happen. Alright, so the third tea on our lineup is from Yogi. It is Raspberry Passion Perfect Energy, energizes and supports focus, and it says in big bold letters, contains caffeine. And it has 70 milligrams of caffeine, so it's comparable to an 8-ounce cup of coffee. And why we're doing this after dinner, I've got no idea. But here we go, let's do this. Oh my god. Okay, so here's what the tea bag looks like, and right as I opened it, it like just wafted me with like a nice wafty raspberry. So that's exciting. Alright, so it's a little bit darker due to the shadows, but as you can see, we've got this deep, dark, like red color. So the next step, of course, is to go ahead and try this thing, and I can just smell it from here, and that's not necessarily a bad thing since it smells good. So I'm hoping it also equally tastes good. Alright, so now we're going to try out this Yogi raspberry tea. So it smells good, so let's just see what happens. You might need a couple sips on this one, but hang on. Overall, this is not a bad tea. It's not my favorite tea, but at least it tastes like raspberry, just in the slightest, right? Right. Alright, and so this is the last tea that we're going to be trying since, again, we get 4 per month. This is the Roar Humbly Exquisite Tea. It's organic, wild mint, green tea. This is sort of the loose leaf tea of sorts. Okay, so I just had to Google search how much 3 grams would be, and that apparently is a little over half of a teaspoon, which would be about like this, I think. We're gonna give it a whirl, and we're gonna see how it goes. Alright, so this is what it looks like. We have our leafy green goodness in there. We might put in just a little bit more, possibly. I don't know. I am not a tea wizard. I just drink tea and I know things, but knowing stuff about tea is not my strong suit. Alright, so this is what the tea looks like, my friends. That is what it looks like in the mug. We've got tea number 4, the 4th and final one, ready to be sipped. Alright, you delightful humans, we're going to go ahead and give this tea a try. We're going to sip it and all that stuff, give our thoughts and that sort of thing. But just from like the smell of it, you can definitely smell the mint, and it certainly does look like a green tea. It has, you know, just the right amount of mintiness that's in there to where it's not overwhelming, because sometimes minty teas can just be overwhelming. But I think this is a good balance right here for sure. Okay, so we went through all 4 of the teas that we've received for this month, and you're probably wondering, where would you rank them? Well, if I were to rank them, we would probably put the Earl Grey tea at the bottom. I don't know, like I could tell that it was there, but I just didn't care for it in comparison to the others. And then in 3rd place, receiving the bronze medal, we'll go to this tea that we're having right now, the green and mint tea. It is growing on me there a little bit, but it didn't really distinguish itself a whole lot from a green tea, but it wasn't like overpowering with the mint. So that's why I kind of nudged it up over the Earl Grey tea. And then in 2nd place, believe it or not, it was the raspberry tea. I actually quite enjoyed that one upon further evaluation. And I don't know, just something about it marinated with me. I liked how it wasn't overpowering, overly potent. It genuinely did taste like a raspberry. It kind of reminded me almost like of a hot cider, except obviously it's not a hot cider. But something about the raspberry tea eventually kind of marinated with me a little bit. In first place, receiving the gold medal for this video, it has to be the beauty tea, which is funny because that was the only tea that wasn't caffeinated, right? Yeah, I don't know, something about that tea really spoke to me. It was different. It had that good balance of fruitiness mixed in with, your more traditional tea, sort of planty, herby type of vibes. I don't know how else to word it, but it was a refreshing palate cleanser. That being said, thank you all so much for joining in on this crazy tea journey. I overall really enjoyed this experience, though, in general, and I might do another one of these tea drinking videos again. I want to do more of these kind of vloggy, lifestyle sort of reviews and videos in the future, but let me know what you all think down in the comments down below. And again, thank you all so much for the love and support, and I will see you all around later. Bye, everyone.